Welcome to the SYRAS video guides. This is guide number 4, which covers assignment of work to your collaborators and how you can structure your teams. In this demonstration, I'm going to show you 2 examples covering how to set up a team for double screening and single screening with workload division. Just 2 examples. There's probably other structures that you could come up with, but these are important ones. So first of all, I'm assuming that you have already covered the account management, importing data, and deduping videos that have preceded this. So I won't go into the details of those parts. So let's log in as the administrator. And I have already set up the projects. The 2 projects that I'm going to be looking at today are the double screening and single screening workload division. So let's open the double screening example. Now I have imported 10 references into this one already, just for an example. And the idea here is that 2 people are going to review all of the articles in this review. And then later they can do a disagreement review. I'll cover that part of it in another video. This is all about setting up the teams and assigning the work. So as I explained in the earlier guide, when you import your articles, you get a default article set created called all articles. Now we can assign collaborators into that set. But first we need to add them to the project. So if we scroll down the page a bit, we've got this collaborators section, which is our team dashboard. So in this, if we, first of all, we will invite somebody via their email address here. So this is adding that person to the project. I've actually blurred out all the email addresses at the moment just for personal information. And it says to you that the next step is to assign article sets above. If you click that, it takes you to your articles, where you click the assign button. And here you choose to assign the invitee to this article set. Again, we haven't got their name at the moment because all you had was email. Once they've registered and logged in, you'll get their name in here as well, so it becomes a bit clearer. Okay, so looking at the collaborators section now, you can see that the invitee has been assigned the all articles set. You can see that their role is collaborator as opposed to your current role, which is administrator. And we haven't sent the invite yet. This is so that you can get your team in order before sending out all the invites. You're in complete control of when those invites get sent, rather than them being sent automatically. You might want to import more articles, you may want to change the team structure, and then you can send those invites out. So let's send that invite out. Okay, so there's a notification at the top that says the invitation has been sent to that email address. And if we scroll back down, you can see here the team structure shows that that has now been sent. Okay, so let's switch hats and let's log in as the collaborator and see how their process works. So I'm going to log out now, and I'm going to receive the email. And if we click on the email and log in as the collaborator, so the collaborator has now logged in and received the invitation and accepted the invitation and has now joined the double screening example. This was covered in the earlier video about logging in and registering. So in this case, this collaborator had already had an account, so we just logged in. So let's have a look at what this looks like for the collaborator. So they would click the screening button, which takes them to this area that allows them to begin screening. They can also see the team structure. They can see that the administrator is also assigned to the all articles. Then they can go ahead and begin screening. That's really all there is to it for now. In a later video, I'll show you about how to do the double screening process and how to do disagreements and so on. But that's the team structure for a double screening project. So I'm now going to log out as that administrator, and I'm going to return back to the administrator's account. So let's have a look at the single screening version. So in this project, I have imported 400 references, and let's say that we want to split this up. Let's say that we're not doing a usual double screening. We're wanting to divide the workload and maybe give 200 references to two research assistants, or 200 to yourself and 200 to a research assistant. So in this case, we would do something similar, and we will invite a research assistant to the project in the same way. And we can also invite a second assistant. Now, there are tools in SYRAS to create subsets from your articles. So what we will do to assign those, we won't assign the all articles subset. Well, it's not a subset, is it? We will create a subset. Now there are two options in here. You can just split it as it is, or we can shuffle them while we're splitting. So let's put in any old name you want there to show what the division might be. Let's put two sets, and what it's done is it has created two new article sets. So now we're not going to use the all articles set, we're now going to screen these two sets individually. So what we can do now is we can assign this set to the first research assistant, and we can assign the second set, the second half, 2 of 2, to the second assistant. Or like I said, you could have assigned half of it to yourself. So SYRAS has named these automatically generated article sets, the name that you gave it, and then how it split it, and then how many pieces there were and which piece it is. So if you had split this into 5 pieces, you would get 5, 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, and so on. And if it was non-random, you would see indexed or something. So you can see how many it's split there, and that number should add up to this number here. If the number doesn't add up, there may be a slight difference in these numbers. It may have to give one person 1 extra. So now we can see, if we scroll down to the collaborators area, this is the team dashboard, and you can see that it's been updated with the assignments. So the first one has been assigned the 1 of 2, and the second collaborator has been assigned 2 of 2. So we can now send out those invites. So that invite has been sent, and we can see here that that's been sent, and we can send out the second one. Okay, so both of our collaborators have been invited, and now we can log out, and I can show you what the one of those collaborators might see. So if we log in as the first collaborator, so you can see that they have been accepted. You have accepted the project invitation. So let's open the workload division, and we can see here that we have been assigned the random 1 of 2. We can't see the other collaborator yet because they haven't actually accepted their invitation. And then we just go ahead and begin screening. So hopefully that has given you an idea of how to set up 2 common projects. In the next guide, I'll go into a bit more detail about how to actually run these projects, how to do the screening, and the different phases that you might have in those team structures. Thank you.